grab that ship report.
Yes, sir. I've been practicing.
Yeah. Day and night.
I'll be all right. One minute. Oh, yeah. I'll hit him with this and then give a little bit of positive again, and I'll go into today's. Ladies and gentlemen, please be seated. Today's ceremony will begin momentarily. Please take this opportunity to turn off or silence all electronic devices. Today's event will be treated as an outdoor ceremony. Military personnel in uniform, please don your headgear at this time. Uniformed military personnel will render the hand salute during the rendering of honors and for the playing of the national anthem. All other guests should place their hand over their heart for the national anthem. Retired military personnel may also render a hand salute should they choose to do so. As a courtesy, only official photographers will be allowed near the stage during the ceremony. Please direct your attention to the stage. Our commander of troops will now prepare the command as we initiate today's ceremony.
Sound attention. Sound parade rest.
Good morning. I am Major Jeffrey Madera, your narrator for today's ceremony. Welcome to the National World War II Museum for the 377th Theater Sustainment Command's Change of Command ceremony. Today, Major General Justin M. Swanson, Commanding General, 377th Theater Sustainment Command, will relinquish command to Major General Jake S. Kwon, who will now assume duties as the 377th TSC Commanding General. Lieutenant General Robert D. Harder, Commanding General of the United States Army Reserve Command, will officiate today's ceremony. Ladies and gentlemen, please rise for the invocation given by the 377th Theater Sustainment Command's Command Chaplain, Colonel John Callahan.
Please bow with me as we pray. Almighty God, we gather today with gratitude as we mark this moment of transition, reflection, and continued service to our nation. In this place, where the legacy of the World War II generation surrounds us, we are reminded of enduring courage, steadfast leadership, and the call to serve something greater than ourselves. May that legacy guide and inspire all here today. We give thanks to Major General Swanson for his leadership, his commitment, and his faithful service to this command and to our nation. Bless him and his family as they enter this next chapter of their journey. We also lift up Major General Kwon as he assumes command. Grant him wisdom, clarity of vision, and strength of character. Surround him with trusted leaders, steady counsel, and the support of those he leads. May his tenure be marked by unity, readiness, and excellence. Bless the soldiers, civilians, and families of the 377th. As we mark this passing of responsibility, may we do so with pride in the past, confidence in the present, and a hope for the future. We offer this prayer with gratitude and trust in your guiding presence. Amen.
Thank you, Chaplain. Ladies and gentlemen, please be seated. The change of command ceremony is an Army tradition, rich with symbolism and heritage. The key of the ceremony is the transfer of command and organizational colors between the outgoing and incoming commanders. Throughout military history, soldiers often carried staffs and standards into battle and identified them as a unit. Unit colors have marked the position of the commander on the battlefield and served as a rally point. During an attack or rally on the battlefield, soldiers would follow the standard or guidon of their leader, most often found at the forward edge of battle. We are now pleased and honored today to recognize distinguished guests joining us for today's ceremony. Please hold your applause until all are introduced. United States Army Reserve Command Sergeant Major Gregory Betty. United States Army Reserve Command Chief Warrant Officer LaShawn White. Marine Force Reserve and Marine Forces South Executive Director, Mr. Greg Hable. the Adjutant General of Louisiana National Guard, Major General Thomas Freelou, and his wife, Lori Freelou. Louisiana National Guard Command Senior Enlisted Leader, Command Sergeant Major Clifford Aukman, and his wife, Valerie Aukman. Former 377th TSC Commanding General, Major General Retired Les Carroll, and his spouse, Mrs. Linda Carroll. Former 377th TSC Commanding General, Major General Retired Steve Ainsworth, and his spouse, Mrs. Suzanne Ainsworth. Former 377 TSC Commanding General, Major General Retired Susan Henderson, and her husband, Bill Henderson. And finally, former 377 TSC Command Sergeant Major Retired Carlos Lopes. We'd also like to recognize any distinguished guests joining us virtually today. Finally, we would like to extend a special warm welcome to all community partners and neighbors to joining us today. This concludes the introduction of our distinguished guests. The music for today's ceremony is performed by the Mississippi Army National Guard's 31st Army Band under the direction of their commander and conductor, Chief Warrant Officer 4 Casey Kirk. Today's singing of the national anthem will be performed by one of New Orleans' own Grammy and CMA-nominated multi-platinum country songwriter Jim McCormick. The 377th Theater Sustainment Command Color Guard is led by Master Sergeant James Tucker. The salute battery is from the Louisiana Army National Guard's 1st Battalion, 141st Field Artillery, and is led by Battery Sergeant, Sergeant First Class Michael Gill. The official party consists of our presiding officials for today's ceremony. Our hosts, Lieutenant General Robert D. Harder, Major General Justin M. Swanson, and Major General Jake S. Kwon. Originally activated during World War II, the 377th Theater Sustainment Command has undergone several transformations to meet the evolving needs of the Army. In 1942, it was activated as the 12th port of embarkation at Fort Dix, New Jersey. In 1948, it was redesignated as the 377 Transportation Major Port and relocated to New Orleans, marking the beginning of its nearly 80-year relationship with the city. In 1979, it was renamed the 377 Corps Support Command. And finally, in 2007, it was formally redesignated as the 377th Theater Sustainment Command, aligning with the Army's modular force structure. Today, the 377th Theater Sustainment Command, at the scale and speed required, supports the Western Hemisphere Command's requirements to conduct theater-level sustainment operations, supporting large-scale military operations, homeland defense, defense support to civil authority, and theater security cooperation, while providing combat-ready forces to the Army's geographic combatant commanders worldwide. The 377 TNC includes over 30,000 soldiers and civilians across 34 states. The 377 TSC consists of approximately 80% citizen soldier, with 10% serving on active duty, including soldiers from the active component, and the remaining 10% comprised of our civilian professionals. The motto of "Can do, anytime, anywhere," represents the initiative and problem-solving mindset of the sustainment professional, while highlighting the elevated readiness required to establish and command logistics nodes around the world. Commanders and Command Sergeant Major, along with the organizational colors of units participating in today's ceremony, are organized in the formation before you. The major subordinate commands of the 377 TSC are, from left to right, Special Troops Battalion, 377 Theater Sustainment Command, New Orleans, Louisiana, commanded by Lieutenant Colonel Joseph Hall and Command Sergeant Major Jacqueline Fernandez. The 4th Expeditionary Sustainment Command, headquartered in San Antonio, Texas, and commanded by Brigadier General Mitchell Wozniacki and Command Sergeant Major Chantel Kennedy. The Archer colors are cased as they are currently deployed to the United States Army's Northern Command's area of responsibility. Representing the command are their Rear Detachment Command Team, Colonel Tanya Simmons and Command Sergeant Major Melroy Harrison. The 143rd Expeditionary Sustainment Command, headquartered in Orlando, Florida, and commanded by Brigadier General Michael Clark and Command Sergeant Major Michael Gainey. Centered on the formation, our 377th Theater Sustainment Command Color Guard, commanded by Command Sergeant Major Jediah Musso. The 310th Expeditionary Sustainment Command, headquartered in Indianapolis, Indiana, and commanded by Brigadier General Stephen Pazak and Command Sergeant Major Gregory Chandler. The 316th Expeditionary Sustainment Command, headquartered in Coriopolis, Pennsylvania, and commanded by Brigadier General Roderick Loffman and Command Sergeant Major Darren Campbell. The Steeler Nation colors are cased as they are currently deployed to the United States Army Central Command's area of responsibility. Representing the command are the Rear Detachment Command Team of Colonel Dixon Brockbank and Sergeant Major Christopher DeTizio. The Deployment Support Command, headquartered in Birmingham, Alabama, and commanded by Brigadier General Manu Davis and Command Sergeant Major Rodney Davenport. Today's Commander of Troops is Colonel Matthew Hirsch, Chief of Staff, 377th Theater Sustainment Command. The Commander of Troops will now prepare the command for the arrival of our official party.
Sound attention. Colors, post. Sound, present arms. Rouse complete. Try us. Can do.
Ladies and gentlemen, please be seated.
Sound, order arms, and parade rest.
The 377th TSC Command Sergeant Major will now present an artillery shell casing to Major General Swanson on behalf of the Louisiana Army National Guard. The shell is symbolic of the last salute fired by the battery in his honor as the commanding general of the 377th Theater Sustainment Command. Our 2026 377 TSC Soldier of the Year, Sergeant Schute, will now present Major General Swanson with a special commemorative artillery shell casing on behalf of the soldiers of the 377 TSC, in appreciation of his dedication and commitment to the soldiers during his time in command. The presentation of flowers to both the outgoing and incoming commanding general spouses has long been a tradition of the military. Our 2026 377th TSC Officer of the Year, First Lieutenant Young, is now presenting a bouquet of red roses to Mrs. Donna Swanson, wife of Major General Swanson. These roses are a token of our deepest gratitude for her unwavering support and dedication to the soldiers and families of the 377th Theater Sustainment Command. The red rose is a timeless symbol, representing the strong bonds of loyalty and affection that connect our soldiers and their families. They also signify our sincerest regret as we bid farewell to Mrs. Swanson. She will be greatly missed and fondly remembered. Our 2026 Non-Commissioned Officer of the Year, Staff Sergeant Le Mans, will now present flowers to Mrs. Lauren Kwon, wife of Major General Kwon, welcoming her to the 377th Theater Sustainment Command. A bouquet of yellow roses is traditionally presented to the incoming commander's spouse. The yellow color is a symbol of welcome, and the budding flowers are an anticipation of things to come. Ladies and gentlemen, please stand and direct your attention to the formation as the Commander of Troops prepares our organization for honors to the nation.
Sound attention. Sir, the colors are present. Sound, present arms.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous flight, oh, the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Ladies and gentlemen, please be seated.
Sound, order arms, and parade rest.
It is now time to witness the passing of the colors. The time-honored tradition of passing the unit's colors signifies the awesome responsibility associated with command. These colors represent not only the heritage and history of the unit, but also the unity and loyalty of its soldiers. The colors are the commander's symbol of authority, representing his responsibilities to the organization. Wherever the commander is, there also are the colors. The custodian or keeper of the colors is the command sergeant major. As the senior enlisted soldier in the unit, he is the spokesman for both the loyalty and concerns of the soldiers and the principal advisor to the commander. The ceremony begins as Command Sergeant Major Musso, representing the 377th TSC's Non-Commissioned Officer Corps, passes the colors to Major General Swanson for the last time, signifying the NCO Corps' lack of allegiance to their commander. Major General Swanson passes the colors to Lieutenant General Harder, thereby relinquishing his responsibilities and authorities for which he was entrusted upon assuming command, and ensuring the unit is never without officer leadership. Lieutenant General Harder passes the colors to Major General Kwon, charging him with the same responsibilities and authority, thus demonstrating his confidence in the commander's ability to handle the responsibility of command and maintain or better the unit. By authority of the President of the United States, Major General Jake S. Kwon assumes command of the 377th Theater Sustainment Command, headquartered in New Orleans, Louisiana, effective June 28, 2026. Major General Kwon passes the colors back to Command Sergeant Major Musso, signifying the Command Sergeant Major's first act of allegiance to his new commander. Please welcome our presiding officer and commanding general of the United States Army Reserve, Lieutenant General Harder.
All right. Good morning. What a great day. I tell you what, I know we're in the AC and stuff in here, but I'm going to go ahead. Colors go to ceremonial at ease for me, okay? Go ahead and unseat the colors.
Unseat. Halt.
Awesome. Hey, good morning to everybody here. This is just, you know, all the folks that put this together, thank you so much. This is an awesome ceremony. To the band, right, to the color guard, to the colors present, to our national anthem. That was fantastic. So it's just an honor for me to be here. It's incredible being in a historic place like this museum. I don't know if you've walked around at all, but they actually have, it's in one of the rooms over here, some of the kit that Les Carroll drew when he was first came into the Army. They got some stuff back there dedicated. You recognize that truck, don't you, sir? I know you do. But no, just absolutely incredible, just a phenomenal venue. I tell you, thanks to all my battle buddies here. I mean, former commanders have been recognized. Two of my active component teammates here, Major Generals Gavin Gardner and Sean Davis, just that shows how much that we're nested here with our Compo 1 teammates. So just fantastic for all the VIPs and community leaders that are here. I'm an ACC guy. I went to Virginia Tech, so it's always a little unsettling for me to be in SEC country, right? But we got two SEC, teammates right here, with Justin having graduated from LSU and Jake graduating from Vanderbilt. And Vanderbilt always known as, more of the academic school of the SEC, right? And so, but Vanderbilt did play LSU last year in football, didn't they? And I can't remember what happened in that. All right, enough about that. Hey, welcome all. Great thing about being here in New Orleans, it's a dry heat, no humidity. Just got back from Camp Shelby, so I've got my humidity quotient for the year. Hey, change of commands are always bittersweet, as we bid farewell to one great team and welcome another team. So we bid farewell to Team Swanson and welcome Team Kwon to the mighty 377th. And I know both of these general officers pretty well, Justin and Jake. They're logisticians, they're warriors. The 377th TSC has been in awesome hands, and I can promise you it's going to stay in awesome hands. So the 377th Theater Sustainment Command, if you didn't know it, is the largest two-star command in the United States Army Reserve. I only know that because every time I talk to a 377th commander, past or present, they lead every sentence with that. The 377th TSC, 30,000 soldiers, 24 states. We're the largest command, not just in the Army Reserve, the Army, Department of War, actually in the universe. So, Jake, start rehearsing that line. But I love the 377th, right? I make a little fun. I'm an alumni, right? I was in the 55th Sustainment Brigade, was fortunate enough to be part of the team that stood up that organization. I was in the 316th ESC, fortunate to be part of that team that stood up that organization and deployed it back in 2007, took it back down range in 2016. The 377th Theater Sustainment Command is just an absolute phenomenal command. Everywhere we go, me, my Command Sergeant Major Greg Betty, Command Chief LaShawn White, we run into 377 TSC soldiers doing incredible things. Deployed globally. I mean, back there talking with Justin, we're doing this change of command, 2 one-star colors are cased. That's not by coincidence, in demand. The 377th is in demand. Supporting operations in the CENTCOM AOR, and I think, Justin, you said it yesterday, really, it's an entire Army Reserve sustainment mission over there. But we've got the ESC, the Sustainment Brigade, the CSSB, the DSC's got elements there, so absolutely getting after it. Soldiers in UCOM, soldiers in Indo-PACOM, 377 soldiers obviously supporting Southcom as we speak, and of course Northcom. The sun never sets on the 377th. That's another line you can now use, Jay. But not only does the 377th have a massive command and control responsibility, they also have to be ready as the TSC that supports Western Hemisphere Command and Northcom. It's a huge job. It's been led by a great leader for the last 3 years. Justin Swanson was the right guy coming in, former 377 Chief of Staff, commanded at the Colonel and Brigadier General level in the 377th. He's been a part of the 377 for the last decade. And as the CG, he and the 377th have been crushing it. A couple of 377 accomplishments to highlight on Justin's watch that occurred. First, 377 played a key role in our recent exercise, Operation Sentinel Justice, training multiple formations out there while supporting more than 11,000 soldiers in the field at Camp Shelby. Great partnership with the Guard. I know you got a great partnership with Tommy Freelo here, the TAG. So great partnership with the Mississippi Guard. More than 11,000 soldiers in the field, providing all classes of supply, port operations, replicating real-world distances out there, training like we fight. Justin drove multi-component integration. 300 Sustainment Brigade, now aligned to the active component 13th Corps Support Command. Training with them, partnered with them. 300 was in the field at OSJ at Shelby. 13th Corps Support Command was in the field at Camp Shelby. Again, training as we fight. Expect the 518th Sustainment Brigade to be next in the chute and partnering with the 3rd Corps Support Command. Of course, the 377 supported our North in all things homeland, to include leveraging the 4th ESC in coordinating sustainment support to the southern border. And I guess Justin is a WWE fan, right? Operation Undertaker, right? Removed over $200 million in excess equipment, not just across his footprint, but in other formations in the Army Reserve. Filled shortages in other units, reduced the TSC's container footprint, set the standard across our 2-star commands across the Army Reserve. Justin stood up Cornerstone, Keystone, where we're leveraging our maintenance companies to get after supporting our ECSs and AMSA shops, those equipment concentration sites, where we have a ton of equipment. Now I've got maintenance companies doing the right thing, going there, doing their AT, doing some of their battle assemblies, turning wrenches, and still staying focused on their warrior skills. Again, Justin Swanson and the 377th. I could go on, we'd be here all day. So I didn't even touch on the routine mission of providing command and control to over 400 units, right? And preparing those units. They're really in a constant state of either getting ready for deployment or going someplace in the 377. So brother, great job to you, Justin, and all that you've done here. Now, none of what Justin accomplished here could have been done without the support of family and friends. The family has to be all in this business that we're in. So I'll start with wife Donna, married 29 years, a soldier for life, right? Donna served in both the active Army and the Army Reserve. Right? Hoorah, right? They met at Fort Stewart, Georgia, and she's been a physician's assistant for the last 25 years. She's been supervising Justin for 29. I've only been doing it for 3. It's painful, so God bless you. But thanks for all the support, Donna, to you, working with families, raising an awesome family, managing a career while continuing to take on this mission. So let's give Donna Swanson a round of applause. Also here, daughter Riley, who's a senior at Mount Carmel Academy. So it's awesome that you can be here in town. Thanks for your support of your dad and your parents over the years. And I was talking to her a little bit before. She said she's gonna, when she graduates, she's gonna join the Army Reserve. So I appreciate that, Riley. Thanks. We have some recruiters back here. Thanks for carrying on in your father's footsteps and your mom's footsteps. Now, daughter Casey's not here. She's supposed to be online. I'm hearing that she's online. She's a student at Florida State, so she went ACC. That's good. She's studying abroad in Florence, Italy. So right now, what time is it, like 1600, 1700 in Italy? Happy hour time, and you're telling me that she's online watching this ceremony? I'm gonna need some proof. But that's awesome. You know, Casey, thanks for your support over the years as well. I know you wish you could be here. We also have other family members, Dad Bruce, Swanson, stepfather, William Waterman, We got Sister Vanessa. Thanks for being here in East Georgia. I know we've got some aunts and uncles here as well. So awesome. Thanks for the support of the family over the years. And since Justin is a local Bayou boy here, there's a whole squad of friends, I think, here from like college and stuff. I got some Fiji frat brothers here someplace. All right. I need to talk to y'all boys after this. Get some dirt on this young man. But hey, Justin, thank you. Thank you for being an awesome commander and teammate. Battle-tested leader, right? He, at the brigade level and at the general officer level, he commanded formations in combat, in the CENTCON AOR, in Afghanistan, and at the one-star level out of Kuwait, but all over that theater is we've all been, right? Justin understands risks. Risk drives on output. Two things I always got from Justin Swanson: candor and some quality bourbon. Got both of those yesterday, actually. Hey, Justin, I appreciate your counsel and your friendship. Know that you made a difference. And it is awesome we're here in this venue, this awesome World War II museum. I think it's just a crazy coincidence that Justin's granddad, Captain Dick Gangle, right, flew a P-38 Lightning in World War II. And so, hey, he'd be proud of you, brother. You have carried on the torch, carried on that legacy. So we'll see what the future holds. Justin's not going anywhere. I'm going to maintain my grips on him. But thanks for all you've done, Justin. You've absolutely crushed it here. I'm proud of you. So speaking of battle-tested leaders, we have a great one taking the reins today, Major General Jake Kwon. Like Justin, Jake knows the 377th. He's been a part of the formation, on and off since 2015. Jake commanded the Liberty Warriors, the mighty 77th Sustainment Brigade, deployed them downrange in 2019. He commanded the best expeditionary sustainment command in the United States Army. I don't even have to say what it is. He's coming to the TSC from his most recent role as Director of Strategic Operations, DAMO SO, in the Army G357, where he was driving on Army and Army Reserve strategic priorities. And most importantly, and all my fellow GOs listen to this, he did not go native in that building. He stayed nested with the Army Reserve. I've known Jake since he was a lieutenant colonel, which was like 3.5, 4 years ago. Jake's promoted pretty fast here. Commissioned in 1999. I was already like a senior major. I'm either old or slow to promote or both. But hey, brilliant leader, tremendous logistician, not a lot of gray area with Jake Kwon, holds people to account, develops talent. Absolutely the right leader to step into the breach for this job. Jake's going to build off the foundation that Justin established here, continue to support Western Hemisphere Command, and drive readiness across the formation. Like Justin, Jake also has a great support system in place. Start with wife Lauren, married 10 years, met at DIA, right? They're working there together. Lauren now works for Deloitte. During her time at DIA, maybe you're still doing this, Lauren, at Deloitte, she was an Iran analyst. So I'd like to pick your brain after this. I got some questions. Maybe a lot of us do. Talking to Lauren, she said, hey, when I first met Jake, the Army was his side hustle. Now it's his life. And she's already got a lot of experience with this Army life. So Jake was doing that side hustle. He was geobatching in Florida. I think he was the chief for Deb Katulich when she was at the 143rd. He was getting ready to take the 77th Sustainment Brigade Command. Lauren was pregnant then, has young child, and a year later, Jake deploys with the 77th Sustainment Brigade going down range. So just a great example of what our spouses and family members, the support and the sacrifices they have to make. So appreciate you, Lauren. Welcome to the team. Thanks for all you do. And I think online from Springfield for Jake, we've got his sons, Liam and Wyatt, and daughter Harper, all watching from the house. In-laws, Kim and Francie, are also online, we hope. And then all the way from Korea are Jake's parents, right? And this is retired Air Force Chief Master Sergeant Wyatt Kwon and Mom Samantha. Supposed to be online, but again, let me just say, like I said with Justin's daughter, it's like 2 in the morning in Korea. I don't know what time it is in Korea. If they're online, and he's former Air Force, that's really incredible. No, that's awesome to your dad. Thanks. Hey, thanks for tuning in for Jake's big day. And Jake, I really appreciate you stepping into the breach. So finally, to the soldiers and leaders and family members of the 377th Theater Sustainment Command, first, thanks for all you do. You make an incredible difference for the Army and the nation. I appreciate the sacrifices you make. You are truly twice the citizen. You're balancing your civilian careers, getting after this Army thing. You are, 80% of the sustainment capacity for the total joint force, the Army Reserve. And the 377th and the 79th have the bulk of that capability in their formations. So you're getting after it. Let me tell you though, especially to these leaders standing up here on the stage with me, keep your powder dry. Keep your powder dry. It's going to get harder before it gets easier, like I said yesterday. NCOs, cherish every second you have with your soldiers. Train hard, and please hold your officers to account. They're there to empower you and ensure you can get after the business of making sure our young men and women are ready to get after the business of the nation. Officers, I need you to smash the bureaucratic BS. I've not asked for any of that. I don't ask for medical readiness statistics. I ask for crew serve gunnery statistics. And so please, empower your NCOs to get after the business of defending the nation. We owe it to our soldiers. We owe it to our their family members. We owe it to the nation. And I tell you what, there's a lot of crazy things going on in the world right now. There are Army Reserve soldiers in harm's way right now. 1 March was a bad day for the nation and the Army Reserve. Bad day, right? And so that should drive home the importance of what it is that you do. We are needed for the fight. We have 39 days a year to do it. Focus on those things that are critical. And I've got skin in the game, not just as a commander of the Army Reserve, which is an awesome honor and responsibility, and the 172,000 soldiers we have in our formation, but I got flesh and blood in the game. I have a young son who's a captain right now at Fort Bragg, North Carolina. He's going through some training, right, in the Special Forces Captain's Career Course. My days of kicking indoors, our days, long gone. Long gone. His days are just starting, he and his teammates. And I guarantee his formation is going to end up in some place terrible, and they're going to be counting on sustainment from the soldiers, NCOs, and officers of the 377th Sustainment Command. Be ready, and I know you won't let any of us down, because you're just awesome professionals. So again, thanks to all for being here today. It's a great day for the 377th in our Army Reserve, and I'm honored to ruck up with you. Justin, Jake, I'm proud of both of you. It's an honor being teammates with you. It really is. You're making a difference for the nation. May God bless you all. May God continue to bless our nation. Twice the citizen, combat ready. This will defend. Cool.
Please welcome the 22nd Commanding General of the Theater Sustainment Command, Major General Justin M. Swanson.
All right, just to start off, to remind everybody, especially you, General Harder, it's a big 30,000 soldiers in the 377th, like you said. First of all, I have to start. Jim McCormick, that was amazing. Thank you very much for doing that for us. I appreciate it. And before I go any further, I'm going to start by just stating emphatically that I would not be here without the Lord, my Savior, Jesus, by my side and in my heart. It is truly wonderful to lead in a workplace that not only allows its employees to serve God openly, but supports it with chapels on our installations and chaplains on our formations. When Don and I were thinking about this and doing it inside, we said, well, who are we going to invite? And I said, I don't know, you tell me. And so we were talking about it, so we kind of pulled out our Christmas list, and I think we invited everybody. So Merry Christmas. This is your Christmas card this year. But no, appreciate everybody being here. I'm gonna recognize somebody first to start with that I inadvertently didn't acknowledge the last time that I was involved in a ceremony like this. And it may have hurt her a little bit. So Vanessa, you were very special to me. Thanks for being here, and please remove me from your shit list. All right, so I have some scripted comments. I may go a little bit longer than normal, but that's okay because we're in air conditioning. Everything I'm going to say is from the heart. There's going to be some numbers tied to these, some accomplishments that this command has done. We're going to recognize some friends, family, coworkers, leaders who have made my tenure successful. I mentioned the lives we've lost, the sacrifice all have made, and the wonderful work the men and women are doing to accomplish God's work for this great city and this amazing state, which protects the freedom across the planet. Lieutenant General Harder, thanks for being here. I'm going to recognize just a few friends, and I know I'm going to leave people off this list, and I apologize up front. Everybody here is special. But I would, those that have traveled far, which is everybody that you see in uniform here, but General Erskine, Todd Erskine, and Amy, General Monday Grisham, General Howard, General Dreska, Sean Davis, Gavin Gardner, our partners, Major Generals retired, Ainsworth, Carroll, Henderson, Katulich, and our military partners. Will Watson, where are you at over there? There he is, right in the front. Tommy Freelou and Lori, thank you so much. I appreciate that. Greg, appreciate you being here from R4 Res. Scotty, I know I saw Scotty Otten. Yep, hey Scotty, thanks for being here. Then Command Sergeant Major Betty and Musso, Command Warrant Chief White, LaShawn, thanks for being here, and Chief Matheny. There is many others that I will call out and visit throughout my remarks here. Distinguished guests, fellow leaders, family and friends, and most importantly, the soldiers of the 377th Theater Sustainment Command, thank you all for being here. I have to call out the former TSC commanders here. This is a great day. General Carroll, General Ainsworth, General Henderson, they have all fired me at some point in my career. Some would say that you have to try and make a unit better than when you left it. I was super lucky to receive a Cadillac from those leaders. Jake, you're going to have to fix what I've broken. Next, I'm going to speak about those in the audience for a minute. Most of the time, the Army Reserve leaders don't serve or change command in their hometowns. I'm here today with a huge contingent of friends, families, and loved ones. Bruce and Billy, my dad and stepdad, my dads, thank you for everything you've done. I love you both very dearly, very much. I've got so many aunts and uncles here sitting on a few rows, Judy, Joan, Jean, Wendy, Denny, Dale, my cousins, Trip, and Larry Paul, or I'm Scott and Larry Paul. I don't think Trip got here. We're going to hold them against, that's going to be held against them. All my Fiji brothers, my soccer brothers and friends and sisters, and it is amazing to have you here with me today. Will Lemoyne, Johnny Joe Bear, just some old friends that have served that I had to call out for being here. Thank you so much. And the soldiers, the NCOs, and the warrant officers, and our civilian staff, and our commanders of the 377th. General Harder, thank you for those kind words and kicking things off. I completely agree with your assessment regarding the air condition. I may be homegrown, but standing here in uniform in New Orleans in late June is an exercise in tactical endurance. 3 years ago, we were outside. So to our action officer for this event, Colonel Vergadamo, your award, your annual evaluation, and your 4-day pass are all approved. You probably saved lives today. Standing here is profoundly personal to me. I was raised right here in New Orleans. I started my military journey 38 years ago, serving 5 years in the National Guard before being commissioned out of Louisiana State University. To have spent one of my final chapters of my military career in command, leading the Department of War's largest 2-star command, has been an honor of a lifetime. It also meant that I got to watch our out-of-state soldiers and leaders experience their first Mardi Gras. That alone was worth the price of admission. Every time I walk into this beautiful Freedom Pavilion and look up at the aircraft suspended overhead, I am reminded of my grandfather, Captain Dick Gangle, who General Harder mentioned, who flew P-38 Lightnings during World War II. It was his generation that defined the ultimate standard of service. And it was the same standard of grit I see in the men and women of the 377th TSC today. For those of you that don't realize this, New Orleans is actually a military town. Not only is the 377th TSC headquartered here, but our MAR-4 Res is headquartered here in New Orleans, the 3-star command. The largest Coast Guard district is headquartered here in New Orleans. The largest Corps of Engineers district is headquartered here in New Orleans. The Louisiana National Guard headquarters is back in New Orleans. Thank you, Tommy. And yes, all of these organizations are smaller than the 377th TSC command. But seriously, the command teams, the staffs, and the members are all wonderful friends and partners, and I appreciate our friendship. I do want to add a couple more things about this venue. I hope all of you got a chance to walk around and take this in for a few minutes. You have to do it. A boat in the lobby across the street played a pivotal part in the Allied victory. The B-17 that's in that same lobby actually flew and delivered paratroopers on D-Day. This museum is dedicated to the memories, experiences, and sacrifices of 16 million men and women who, by the way, the majority of were reservists. From all over the country, when they were called, they dropped what they were doing, and fought for our country. I'd like to take a second to thank Pete Crean and the staff here at the World War II Museum for letting us do this and being such great partners over the 3 years of my command. Thank you, Pete. Three years have a strange way of warping time. At moments, it feels like it passed in an absolute flash. At other times, usually around hour 15 of a continuous staff slide review, it felt much longer. But looking back, the operational impact this command delivered over the 37 months is staggering. And I want to be entirely clear. A commanding general does not deploy forces. A commanding general does not fix equipment. And a commanding general does not move cargo. If I'm doing any of that, we are in big trouble. The 30,000 soldiers represented by the guidons that you see before you did the heavy lifting. The commanders at echelon, the civilian employees, and the servicemen and women from across the country make it happen. Here's some numbers. Since May of 2023, this command has deployed more than 8,100 soldiers worldwide. As we speak, there are 1,700 soldiers from the 377th deployed around the planet, 1,000 of those supporting Epic Fury and the actions in the Middle East. We have executed hundreds of missions in support of 10 different operations across the globe. We sharpened our readiness across just over 100 combined training exercises, 39 overseas deployment training exercises, 18 combat training center rotations, training more than 39,000 soldiers in total. This headquarters has been fully or partially mobilized for my entire tenure and been involved in every natural disaster response, homeland defense planning exercise, and conducted theater security cooperation operations with Canada, Mexico, and across South America. Most recently, the command, like General Harder mentioned, executed Operation Sentinel Justice. It was the largest exercise in the Army Reserve history. The 377th deployed 3,500 soldiers across 3 states. The soldiers that are standing before you and their downtrace units fueled the vehicles. They moved the equipment. You fed the soldiers. They sustained the fight. You proved without a shadow of a doubt that the Army cannot win without the theater sustainment capability of the Army Reserve. Operating at this kind of kinetic intensity with a footprint this massive does not come without risk, and it does not come without heartbreak. The true weight of this rank isn't found in successful exercises or high readiness percentages. It is found in the sobering statistics that remind you of the awesome sacred responsibility of command. During my tenure, we lost 70 soldiers to suicide, to illness, to accidents. Almost all of them off duty, but all have been very painful. I must tell you that we learned lessons from each one of these tragic events. One in particular was Captain King, who died in a vehicle rollover just minutes away from the end of a long 6-hour road march near the gate that he was getting to. It was very early in my tenure, just as we were coming out of COVID, getting back in the field. Our approach was simple: never again. We poured leadership, bandwidth, resources, and training into our driver's training program, making it one of the best in the Department of War. Since the date of that incident, 377 soldiers have logged millions of miles driving to get to reserve centers and training in military vehicles without another serious injury or fatality. We lost 28 soldiers in my tenure to suicide. This should remind us all of us, we have to remember there are heavy stressors in this profession. This is a tragedy that has touched me personally, and it is a grief that I and this command carry forward. It is a stark reminder that our primary duty is to take care of one another. We must continue to look out for our battle buddies, strengthen our connections, and remember that our people are the very soul of this command. I must add that we became very good at supporting families, young leaders, and honoring those soldiers. We have become experts in saving lives when we know there's a serious issue. We had over 700 soldiers that said they were thinking about suicide. We did not lose one of them. Our chaplains, our leaders, our behavioral health professionals, our families, they're all professionals at saving lives. We honor their memory by continuing to look after the person standing to our left and right. My aide recently calculated that I had spent more than 500 days of my tenure away from home. It sounds crazy. But it is actually the norm for Army reservists. It's the norm for the leaders that are standing in front of you and sitting behind you. I didn't mind it because it meant I was out engaging with troops and leaders alongside Command Sergeant Major Musso and Chief Matheny. Command Sergeant Major, you are a soldier and a consummate professional. Chief, you are a technical genius and always get me the answer and perspective to act. Mr. Stokes, you are the glue that keeps this puzzle together. You've done it for me, 3 former commanding generals that are in attendance, and you're going to knock it out of the park for Jake Kwon. Thank you for your counsel, your loyalty, and keeping me from making too many bad decisions. 500 days in a hotel or away from home will bring me to the people who truly bore the burden of this command: family. To my dad, my aunts and uncles, nieces, friends, my sister Vanessa. Thank you for your unwavering support and guidance through my life and my career. Your influence is woven into every decision I've made in uniform. To my girls, We need proof of Casey is there. Is she there? Hi, Case. She's there. Glass of wine. Put the wine down. Casey, who is currently studying abroad in Italy and watching this virtually, thank you for your patience, resilience, and strength. You are an amazing young woman whose independence is incredible. Be careful, stay safe, and stay away from Italian boys. To my wife, Donna, this August, we'll celebrate 29 years of marriage. Many of the people that are sitting here were actually at the wedding. As I look to Brad Murrett and all the people that are I know that were there, Jeff and all these people were actually at our wedding 29 years ago. That's amazing. But Donna, you're the absolute rock of our family. As a citizen soldier, she understood the deployment cycles, the late nights, and the phone calls. Most of the time with the USARC staff and commander. But knowing the missions doesn't make holding down the home front easier. Donna, I love you, I love you, I love you. Thank you. Lastly, Riley, my soccer star who starts her senior year at Mount Carmel this fall. Thank you for your grace. I know I've missed a lot of milestones, games, quiet moments over the years. The friends and family that are sitting around you are the ones who filled in for me when I wasn't there. I'm so proud of the young woman that both of you have become. As you contemplate service to our great nation, this is what you have to look forward to. Serving Team 377 has been a singular honor, but I admit I am ready for a change of station. I am ready to go from leading a team of 30,000 soldiers, sir, to heading up the one much closer to home. But honestly, in our house, Donna is the commander, Riley is the deputy, and I am fully prepared to report as a private. As I step out of the formation, I know that the 377th TSC is in phenomenal hands. Major General Jake Kwon is taking the guidon today. He took the guidon. Jake and I have known each other for many years, going back to when we were lieutenant colonels and colonels. Our families know one another, and I know his character. He is driven, he is decisive, he is precisely the right leader at the right time to take this command to the next level. Jake, the formation is yours, and I know you and Lauren will lead with distinction. Can do, Sustainer 6 out.
Major General Swanson's daughter Casey is joining us virtually today as she is currently studying abroad. First Lieutenant Young is now presenting his daughter Riley a bouquet of red roses. In addition to the roses, the Swanson family is being presented with certificates of appreciation. These certificates, signed by Lieutenant General Harder, formally recognize the sacrifices made by the entire family and express our heartfelt thanks for their dedicated support to their father. Ladies and gentlemen, the Commanding General of the 377th Theater Sustainment Command, Major General Jake S. Kwon.
Where's Sean at? I'm sticking to your SOP. You converted me yesterday with the repinning there. All right, good morning. And thank you everyone who's traveled in from afar to be here today, to our local community partners, those also out online. Thank you for supporting the command on this great Army Day. So I have to say, personally, growing up in this command, it's an incredible honor to be here, especially in the vibrant city of New Orleans, which is a place that's resilient and is full of character as the soldiers of this command. And with that, I'll keep it brief. I'm just going to express a few thanks and give a word to the soldiers. First, for General Harder, thank you, sir, for your trust and confidence in selecting me to command the largest two-star command in the Department of War. Lauren and I were both humbled by the opportunity and deeply committed to upholding the high standards that you expect and providing the leadership our soldiers deserve. And I know alongside all of the talented leaders in this room, we will. To Justin, my friend, thank you for your exceptional leadership of this command and a smooth transition. They say you have to leave a place better than you found it, and you've certainly done that. I appreciate your friendship, your counsel, and not hiding all the good bourbon. Now, to the soldiers of the 377th, it's a profound privilege to be your commander. I will say that our mission is clear. We must generate readiness. There is no other mandate. Our training will be focused and purposeful. We will ruthlessly prioritize our time and the resources on what matters most, mastering our fundamentals. We're going to deliver combat-ready formations. We're going to continue to strengthen the profession with enforcement of standards and discipline and getting after the professional development that we all deserve. And we're going to transform for the future fight. There's a lot of that coming down the pipe. It's going to be an interesting future, and it should be exciting for every one of you. Thank you for the hard work that you put in daily, and I'm looking forward to soldiering with each of you. Finally, none of this is possible alone. To my wife, Lauren, thank you for being the bedrock of our family. Your love and unwavering support have made this journey possible, and I'm eternally grateful. I love you. Now, I'm eager to get to work alongside each of you. Thank you again for this honor. Can do, anytime, anywhere. Twice a citizen, combat ready. This will defend.
We now invite you to rise for the benediction, retiring of the colors, and remain standing for the playing of the Army song and the departure of the official party. The lyrics to the Army song can be found in today's program. We invite you to sing along with us.
Bow with me, please. Almighty God, we give you thanks for this ceremony and for the sacred trust symbolizing in the passing of command. As we depart this place, carry forward us with the lessons of this day of honor, service, sacrifice, and faithful leadership. Please continue to bless Major General Kwon as he leads this command. Be with Major General Swanson and his family. Go before them, guide them, and bless them. Watch over our soldiers, our civilians, and our families of the 377th. Keep them safe, strengthen them, and sustain them in every mission wherever they're called. Send us now with renewed purpose, committed to serve with integrity, to lead with humility, and to strive always towards excellence. We trust all of this in your care. Amen.
Our guests are cordially invited to proceed through the receiving line in front of the stage to congratulate Major General Kwon and his wife Lauren. Further, you're invited for a reception immediately following the ceremony, located to the side of the stage. Thank you for your attendance. And as always, can do.
Anytime, anywhere. Whoop.
Appreciate it, sir. Back at you.
Hey, and I didn't even mess. I didn't.